Here with Adam, famous for the Lectern Guy, the most iconic January 6th photo holding the podium or lectern, which is, I think it's, that right there shows just how fucking ridiculous January 6th. That's why they hate you so much, you and the shaman guy, because it shows it wasn't an insurrection. There was guys out having fun in a protest. Maybe you shouldn't have walked the building, but you just watched the country get burnt for 6 fucking months. Yep. You weren't happy with the bullshit, you know, and then you go in there. And the way they hunted you guys down, that was the biggest investigation in the FBI's history of their entire country hunting down. You don't seem like a hardened criminal to me. Are you a hardened criminal?
No, I'm actually a pretty nice guy. I have a bunch of kids, married about almost 15 years now. We barbecue on the weekends and we go to parks and stuff. It's a very normal guy.
Yeah, it's crazy how they treated you. There wasn't a lot of defense from politicians, from conservative influencers. Like, I was really disappointed at that. How does that feel?
I mean, it's definitely, it did start that way. I think the rhetoric was very much, this guy did the wrong thing, did a bad thing over there that day, is a bad person. But as things started unfolding, as we started getting more information, we have seen a handful of conservative pundits start to change their tune. What I've not heard, though, are apologies. And if you get something wrong, be a man, have a little self-respect and apologize for. We had Ted Cruz going on air calling us terrorists for walking around in the building. I've not heard him recant anything.
Yeah, I think the majority of people now can see that it was bullshit. And it's like, at the time, you guys were thrown under the bus, and it was fucking, you guys, this is loud as fuck here, so I don't know if we don't have good volume, but we'll give it a try anyways. We're a festival. But no, at the time, these guys threw you under the bus, didn't abandon you, no one's apologized. Yes, that would infuriate me.
And a lot of it was, there was a lack of information that was given to the public. All of the videos that we saw were narrated and they were curated to show one side of the story. And that is what everyone saw. So being someone who can be objective and take a step back 10,000 feet, I can say, look, maybe you didn't know the videos. Yeah. But we had committees putting videos together, putting this stuff together. Yeah. Why wasn't it all released? And it's still not there all released. Yeah, my job is still not released unedited video. So they refused to...
How can they, like, put you in jail with refusing to release all the tapes? I don't understand, like, how that's even legal or constitutional.
It's actually not. That's actually a great question. There is a video of me not stealing the lectern that the FBI has had the entire time. I did not get to see that video of myself doing that until after I'd served my prison sentence, been prosecuted by the DOJ, and finished probation. Then the video was released. So there was evidence, exculpatory evidence, that was available that was not given to us during our trial. That showed I did not steal the lectern, but I was charged with felony theft either way.
Well, earlier you were saying you were fortunate enough to be able to afford a good attorney. If they were trying to give you 10 years, I think you said, or something around that? Mm-hmm. 10 years they want you in prison, take him away for his family. They're walking in, grabbing and smiling with a thing. Like, these are like rotten people, and they haven't been held accountable. No one really talked about it. There's been no apology, you know.
We fired a handful of, the new administration has fired a handful of prosecutors that were in charge of this, some FBI agents. But one of the lead investigators now in D.C. is Steve Jensen, who was one of the most hardcore prosecutors and people that went after January 6th. And this guy was just put in office by Kash Patel and Dan Bongino.
Wow.
And we have questions.
I didn't know that. That's ridiculous. But these guys that took you away from your children, not just you, I don't know, hundreds, thousands, I don't know how many arrests it was. Like I said, this is the largest investigation in FBI history. And this guy gets a promotion, the Trump administration.
Hey guys, I'm demonetized everywhere. So if you want to support me and the podcast, go to fightbackpodcast.com and you can buy some cool merch, like the shirt I'm wearing now.
I'm cool to trust the process, but I dented the process. And I'll tell you what, I don't trust it.
No, I don't trust it at all. It's just the fact they treat you like a hardened criminal. In the same time, the opposite side, you know, I don't like to always view things through left and right paradigm. I think it's a trap, but the Democrats were burning cities down. Yep, we were encouraged. They were encouraged. They were bailed out. So I would imagine part of the reason their guys' mind riots and stuff have become normalized. So like, and then all of a sudden,
the Capitol has been stormed several times since January 6th. Where was the FBI going after anyone? If I'm told this is fair, this is justice, why didn't it happen to anyone else? Why just us?
No, it's exactly. I want equal treatments for all Americans. Yeah, the media was very clear it wasn't. And for the record, on January 6th, I was laughing my ass off, tweeting like, I never once condemned you guys or called you guys. And almost, unfortunately, I don't know the names, but like, we're seeing so many big conservative accounts throwing you guys under the bus for what was the most minor thing. I'm not saying nothing bad was there. Like, maybe a couple people come arrested and held in jail for a couple of days. But the way they acted, like, it was absolutely disgusting. Like,
So let's say even the worst charge is if someone hit a cop, right?
yeah.
Typically, that sentence is not 18 years. Typically, that sentence is not 5 years. Typically, that's maybe 6 to 9 months with the fine is in anger management. If it is your second or third charge. Typically, your first charge, they have things like, pretrial adjudication where it's your first time, shouldn't have done this. Let's look into your history. None of that was afforded to any of us. So it's not justice. Any court.
No, it's not at all. Because like that's why they look at your rap sheets up. Because people make mistakes. You make a couple, but this was clearly a political witch hunt. Yeah, that's a problem. Whether you're left or right, you should be opposed to this. Like, I wouldn't support hunting down the BLM people and putting them in jail for 20 years. And maybe I'm naive and stupid. I've had that thought in my head that maybe it's stupid that I'm too fair when these people want to come and destroy our lives and prison us for years. Like, maybe I should try to go up as insane, but it's not the way my mind works. And it's crazy that no one's been held accountable and are being promoted.
They like to say it's a threat to democracy, but what they're really saying is that the people in that building, their lives are worth more than the worker who's at Walgreens, who was getting robbed at gunpoint during these riots during summer 2020.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying. They're not saying it was a threat to democracy. They're saying they are democracy, and they're not. They are elected officials who are sent there on our behalf to do what we've asked them to do. The only reason we were served these sentences is because this is the first time in history where the right came to the doorstep and said, we're not okay with this. Something is wrong. That is why we got that treatment.
It was crazy seeing the difference because the left protests a lot and the right doesn't. And to see the different treatment, maybe it was trying to install fear in people. Like, I'm going to get pushed into, we're going to ruin your life, put you in jail. Some guys were sentenced to 30 years in prison and stuff. Just absolutely disgusting.
Yes, absolutely. And for what crime? We say sedition, we say conspiracy to overthrow the government. It looks like a couple of people walking around and going home.
And you're one of the guys that mocks us the most. You and Jacob, the shaman. Yeah, it's just so laughable. It's like an old grandma. So that's why your photo's so low, because it just showed you that it was a joke. So it's what would you like accountability for these people, or you must hold some resentment?
I do think there should be accountability. I think there should be a trial. I wouldn't see a restoration of justice. I don't want to see an abuse of it, because the abuse of it is what happened to me. Yeah, I don't think it's the right way forward. Yeah. But until we do have trials, until we do have prosecution of people who facilitated this events, I can't tell you I have any type of faith in the justice system at all.
No, people need to be held accountable. So yeah, we'll have a more in-depth conversation here going to Vegas soon, but we're here at the festival, so I just wanted to say what's up. So thanks so much. Where do you find you? I know you're on Twitter.
On Twitter, at Lectern Leader.
Okay, anywhere else to plug or just?
I'm on Facebook and Instagram, but it's more for family.
Okay, yeah.
I don't do anything on there.
I'll keep it there. So thanks so much.
Absolutely, Jake.
Cool.
As many of you guys know, I run a free speech podcast. That comes as a price. It's being demonetized everywhere. So one way to support the podcast is to buy your books from AntelopeHillPublishing.com. Today's selection is The Trans Industrial Complex. This book covers the money-making machine of the trans industries and shows it's not to help people, but to make money and get rich. So again, if you want to support the podcast, go to AntelopeHillPublishing.com and be sure to use promo code FIGHTBACK. That'll save you money and support me. Thank you.